So a bit of a bonus episode for you guys. I want you to know a little bit more about me. So as you know, or if you don't know, I have epilepsy. So it is a condition that not a lot of people know about, and it's a condition that is hard to live with personally. When you think of epilepsy, a lot of people, when they first think of it, they think of strobing lights, a person falling to the floor and convulsing and fitting and shaking, and not all epilepsy is like that, and there's a little bit of stigma and misconception about it. I just want to talk a little bit more into detail of, well, how I live with it, how to help someone with it, and if you ever see someone, you'll know how to help them then. So I got diagnosed when I was 21. I was on my 21st birthday. It found out that it was genetic for me, so I've always had it, but I first started out with something called absent seizures. So I'll do a bit of a background, I suppose, in what the whole epilepsy is. So there's focal seizures, there's generalised seizures, and then there's generalised and focal seizures. So basically, the easiest way to explain it is you have a seizure because there's a missed circuit fire in your brain. So imagine a circuit going round and then just something cuts off, and it kind of, your brain shuts down and it restarts your body by having a fit. So there's different types of fits within those three categories, and I could talk about it for days, saying different epileptic seizures, but I'm not. I'm just going to talk about what I have and the most ones to look out for. So as I said, I have absent seizures when I was younger. So basically what an absent seizure is I could be talking to you right now and I could just daze off and my eyes would look quite vacant, and it could last minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It's until sometimes my partner clicks his fingers and I kind of come round. I've done it before where I've been in the gym and I've walked from one end of the gym to the other end of the gym and not realised how I got from A to B. They happen quite a lot. Medication controls it, but it doesn't 100%, there's no cure, so it doesn't 100% stop them. When I was 21, I had a really, really bad seizure. I had something called a tonic-clonic seizure. So that is probably the one way you probably would think about a seizure. I fall to the floor, eyes go back into my head, my jaw clenches, and I either become very stiff or I jerk and convulse up and down. So I was out drinking, obviously, on my 21st birthday, and just suddenly collapsed onto the floor in the middle of a nightclub, and people were just walking over me and not realising what. I didn't even know I had epilepsy. So waking up is hard the first time, just because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't wake up fully. I kept having seizures, and I was in hospital for 2 weeks having between 7 and 9 seizures back to back a day. So that was very hard for me. Obviously I wasn't medicated. It took about 2 weeks for them to diagnose me, doing different EEGs, which is heart readings, brain scans, MRIs, CT scans, you name it, I had it. And they finally realised that it was a genetic problem, that I'd had it from birth, but it can start slowly with the absences and then it can increase with the tonic-clonic. The tonic-clonic ones are controlled-ish with medication. Unfortunately, the reason why I'm doing this is because it is Friday today and I had one in the gym on Tuesday. So it wasn't a full tonic-clonic, it was more a tonic seizure, so where I collapsed, eyes rolled back into my head, and I was stiff. I wasn't convulsing, so I wasn't shaking, I was just stiff. That only lasted for 2 minutes. But when I came round, I was really embarrassed. My worst nightmare would be to have a seizure at the gym or in a supermarket, just because the embarrassment afterwards is horrendous. Although you can't control it and there's nothing that you can do to stop it, there's no cure, there's nothing, medication helps, doesn't stop. You're vulnerable, I suppose, and you've lost control of your body. You can lose control of your bladder. It's very embarrassing, and then waking up, you can feel very confused. You can either lash out and punch someone, which I have done before, or you can just start crying and just get really upset for no reason. And I've struggled coming back to the gym since. I kind of put my headphones on and kept my head down and or train with someone, just so that I wasn't on my own. I think it'll take a little bit for me to be comfortable myself to come back in on my own, just because I had one because I was hot. Obviously epilepsy, there's different triggers. So my triggers are getting hot, getting stressed, being tired, drinking alcohol, and not looking after myself, not eating properly and stuff like that. So I got too hot, and that's never happened before, and obviously my worst nightmare is to have one in the gym. So I just want to put a little bit more awareness out there. I'm not going to go on much longer. I'm just going to give you some tips to help someone if you do see someone having a tonic-clonic seizure. So if you see someone on the floor and their eyes are rolling back in the head, or the eyes are flickering, if the jaw is clenching, or they're convulsing up and down, so if they're shaking or being stiff. If this lasts longer than 5 minutes, you need to ring 999. I've had one of these and I've died 4 times. My heart has stopped, which is, as you probably can see, I've got a little reveal device in my chest. So it's a little device that monitors my heart rate. My heart stops and I basically die, and either CPR or a defib machine will bring me back to life. I was very, very lucky in the fact that I always try and be around someone. But if you see someone having a fit and it lasts longer than 5 minutes, the chances are they're going to stop breathing, they'll start turning blue, and you need to ring an ambulance, and just let them ride it out. Don't try and restrain the person, don't try and hold the head, just move stuff out of the way, make sure that they're comfortable, keep the dignity, because you can wear it, obviously girls wearing a skirt, just keep the dignity, and when they wake up, stand back, because it's nothing worse than coming round from a seizure being absolutely terrified because you don't know where you are. Sometimes I don't know who my partner is, sometimes I don't know who I am, and then seeing loads of people around you staring. It's awful. So when someone comes round for a seizure, if they come round from a seizure, just stand back and just give them a little bit of time just to come round. They probably won't know who we are or who you are, but sometimes they can feel very tired, and sometimes they can go back into one. So I'm going to put a little bit more information on my Instagram, a little bit more, and I'll probably do another one of these for my YouTube, just to give a little bit more of an insight. One last thing that I want to cover, obviously living with epilepsy as a bodybuilder, I've got to be very careful. So I have to make sure that if I'm tired, I have a deload, which is why I'm doing a deload, and I have to make sure that I have afternoon naps. I have to make sure that my work schedule is completely organised and set, and I don't get up too early, and I don't do cardio too early, and I don't over tire myself out. I have to make sure that I'm not getting stressed out, which is obviously quite hard in any day situation, let alone doing a bodybuilding lifestyle. I can honestly say though, if I wouldn't have done bodybuilding, I probably wouldn't be here. I would probably be drinking and probably have died by now. Bodybuilding has honestly changed my life, and it's changed how I look around in life. I'm more structured, I'm got a routine, my eating is perfect, my training is spot on, and I just know that I just need to listen to my body a little bit more than probably a normal person would do. I say normal, but an other person would do. And the only downside with the medication is sometimes I can't speak properly, so my words are slurred, or my brain doesn't connect to my speech, and that is just pure from medications. I can also completely black out and lose my memory, and I can just completely forget my train of thought. So we're all right with people with epilepsy, we can live normal lives. It's just small things that we just need to watch out for. But I just know a lot of people with epilepsy feel very scared leaving the house just because a seizure can happen at any point. So I want to put a little bit more awareness out there that you can just still live your life, you can still be normal. You can do the unthinkable of becoming a bodybuilder, a professional, and live your life like that. It's just being a little bit more cautious, thinking about your body and enjoying life, because you need to enjoy life, and that's the main thing. I hope that you've taken away some positive and informative things from this, and if there's anything that you want me to cover, then please comment, please subscribe, and I will try and give as much information out there for people. Thank you.